Today I'm going to share with you my notes on Lesson 7 by Chung. Lesson 7 is about manner of articulation, about consonants. So let's look at what we have learned in this lesson. First, the first one is about the pronunciation of consider. So Karen, 史嘉琳 has corrected her students' pronunciation because her students would pronounce it as consider, and he said no. She said it's not consider. It's 啃木头的啃. So consider because o here is pronounced as a schwa so it's consider, and she asked us to pay attention to the E sound here. The S-I-D-E-R-I, E is a short vowel. And I also put another two words here besides like contact and consonants. And I noticed that the pronunciation of contact, the con in contact, is different from consider. I think the major difference, this is what I summarized, is not summarized by Karen. So Karen, I found it out. I found them out because you see here, consider, cedar. So here, can, it's not stressed. That's why it's a schwa. However, here, contact, it's stressed. It's a stressed syllable. That's why it's here. The O is no longer the schwa. Instead, it's contact. But Karen, in the latter part of the video, she mentioned that she I should have emphasized because I always like confuse the he with she. Okay, she emphasized that. Okay, she emphasized what? She emphasized it's like n 点的 n so contact, consonants. Oh, now it's still tough for me, so I need to practice more and listen more. Okay, the second point is it's a principle. 实词重读，虚词轻读. So you should stress the functional words, but don't stress the non-functional words. And the third point is about R coloring. For example, zero, hero, although there is only one R, but actually before you pronounce the real R, it's still a R sound, so it's kind of R coloring. Okay, the fourth point is about phrasal verb. How do you pronounce phrasal verb? For example, block off. You know, off obviously is a non-functional word. However, you find like both words are stressed. And sometimes because of tonic stress, the non-functional word off sounds even having a higher tone or higher pitch. For example, don't block off. So obviously off is stressed. And that's because of tonic stress. What's the meaning of tonic stress? So tonic stress means the last word of the sentence will be stressed. So this is tonic stress. The fifth point is about 连接词下面要停顿，就是 pause before a C-O-N-J. Because you know C-O-N-J starts another sentence or another meaning. Yeah. And the sixth point is about so stop, like a high pressure. Yeah. Like for example, stop T, like it's not a regular stop. It's like you have already built pressure, high pressure in your mouth or in your tummy. And Karen also wanted us to distinguish the P sound in Chinese, in Mandarin, and in English. Like she thinks that in English, the P sound has less aspiration. 出气有更少的出气, but in Mandarin there is more aspiration. For example, apple pie. But when you pronounce the word 派遣, like you will feel more aspiration in Mandarin. Okay, seventh point is compare the Mandarin B and the English B. And in English, B has two kinds of pronunciations. Sometimes it's voiced and sometimes it's not. And later, I think in the latter part of the video, she elaborated on this point in much more details. And eighth point is about sing a song. So NG and A, when they are linking together, there's some weird sound. I can't pronounce it very well, but what Karen wants to express that there are lots of things are possible with linking. So linking is a really difficult part, like a part of pronunciation, like in American English. And Karen also pointed out has mentioned a very interesting phenomenon, is that when your nose stuffs up, you still have a nasal voice, and she explained a lot of details about nasal cavity. Yeah, a lot of details. So if you're interested, you can check out her video. And the 10th point is about aspiration and voiced sound or voiceless sound. And she mentioned that B is not always voiced. It's not boy. B, but B, remember, B is never aspirated. 所以 B 是从来不送气的。那 P 是 voiceless，P is voiceless，but P 是要送气的。So 你可以感觉you can put your hands like before your mouth. So when you pronounce the P sound, you'll feel like there is there's airstream. But when you pronounce the B sound, not too much aspiration. So similar to a Mandarin, the first word in the first sentence normally is not aspirated. So BTG in the first word in the first sentence is normally voiceless. And Karen also emphasized that P sound in Mandarin has a lot of aspiration, pai. So a lot of airstream coming out from your mouth. But there's always some exceptions. For example, about, because like in about and t and ow, because it's between the vollables which are voiced. So then in this scenario, B is voiced. So it's like about. Okay. And Karen also mentioned that she has spent 20 years to figure out this phenomenon, the BEP, aspiration, voiceless, and voiceless. So I think you don't need to memorize those rules, but you can. I have to accelerate my speed because already 8 minutes. Okay. But I think you just like when you listen to something, you can pay attention to the B sound and the P sound, okay? And the fricatives, and the 14th point is about fricatives. So when two articulators are really close, then there will be turbulence produced. What's the meaning of turbulence? It's kind of like a noise. It's similar to approximant, but approximant is that the two articulators are getting really close, but they never as close as the fricatives. So when you compare the fricatives with approximates, approximates are voiced, but there's no noise or turbulence produced. For example, a lot of noise, but right, you have, it's not, there's no noise for when you pronounce the word you. Okay, measure. I have forgot 15 points. Point what the 15 point is about. And the 16th is one articulated letter 连音 n 就不会消失. So linking, pay attention n. And if you use linking, then the n won't disappear. I forgot the example, but yeah, when you meet that situation, you know it. Okay, consonants we have already talked about. Tap water, tap water. Some people call the T a flap T or flat D, but actually 闪音 it's 闪音. Karen said it's tap water. So 舌头 舌头哦，我这的舌头点一下前面，还有颤音吹哦 roll 就是点3下，那个我发不来。好，2是对比关系也会有重音 some， 比如 some other some is a non-functional word, but sometimes it's still stressed because there is a contrast comparison. OK, separate 2个音节 separate 就是3个音节。A similar word 就是 graduate， 就是如果是名词的话就是2个音节吧 ，graduate 就是动词 ，hashtag 什么意思？就是那个奇怪的符号。然后呢 ，stop plus fricatives is equal to affricatives， 塞擦音、色擦音。OK, etc. is not etc. There's no k sound. OK, east. And actually, I'm surprised to know that in the word east there is also a glottal stop in the beginning, so it's east. Something is not east. Okay, that's all for today. See you next time.